Hey guys, what's up? This is Bret. It is Sunday, November 11th, 2012, and here in Arizona it is actually pretty cold today. Cold, I guess, is relative to Arizona, as some of you guys are buried in snow. So let's get started. I have a lot of stuff to cover here. First thing I'm going to start off with is some VCLT, some Vinyl Community Love Train that I received from John, StaffsOwl here in the YouTube. Thank you so much, John. I was really excited that your package arrived yesterday, and first thing I saw was this killer bag from Piccadilly Records in Manchester, England. So super cool. That is definitely going into my record bag collection. I'll move that up so you guys can see it. Killer. Most of my favorite bands come from Manchester, England. James the Smiths, etc., etc. Joy Division, can't forget that. So really cool. Included a nice note in here. And John sent two records. The first one was one that I knew he was sending, and that is after he saw my OMD record I talked about a lot. He sent me their what is their second album, which is Organization, and some of the songs on this one are compiled on the one that I have. But this is actually the second, their second record. Their first one is self-titled, and this is the UK pressing, and the artwork, if it looks familiar, was also done by Peter Seville, who's worked with Joy Division and New Order. I'll show you the vinyl on this one. Yeah, DIN disc. So super excited. I played this immediately and loved it. Enola Gay, incredible song. Statues, Second Thought, really great to have this in the collection. And then the other one, I know John is a really big fan of Tracy Thorn and Everything But the Girl, and he frequently talks about them. But I've only known the band's name and can honestly have never heard a song. So he sent me Love Not Money. Look at that killer artwork on there. And this, I think, was their second album, and I believe it's from 1985. Got the inner sleeve with the lyrics and the credits there. I'll pull this one out. Cool custom label there. I listened to this right after the OMD record and actually really enjoyed it, and I'm really looking forward to listening to it some more. And from what I understand, the band's on a hiatus. But Tracy Thorn, I think, John, you just picked up some killer Christmas box set of hers. So anyways, thank you very much. Really kind of you to send that. I'm really excited to have both of those in my collection and to get to know the Everything But the Girl more. So thanks again. Okay, 5 things from this week's playlist. I'm going to try to go through this as fast as I can. But I will inevitably get derailed by some stories, which I'm going to start with right now. I guess it was around 1987. The library that I would go to when I was a teenager had actually records that you could check out, and one of the records that I checked out was from a band called the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and it was their first album, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I remember checking that out and you know, being pretty blown away by its bizarreness at the time when I was a kid. And you know, I got to see them live and bought all their stuff up until a certain point. I think up until when Dave Navarro joined the band, and then I kind of lost interest. But their favorite album is called Mother's Milk from 1989 or 90, I believe, 89, I think. And I was talking about it on Facebook after I showed this record. But Mother's Milk is by far my favorite. But the one that preceded it is the Uplift Mofo Party Plan. And this is a reissue, and this has on it Fight Like a Brave, Funky Crime, Me and My Friends, Backwoods, Behind the Sun, which is kind of a minor hit, and it's got this cool lyrical sleeve there in color, and that's on EMI. That's the reissue. So still totally dig this one, and I think this one was from '87, which was their third album, and some of the guys from Fishbone appear on here. Yeah, 1987. Jack Irons is on drums, and he's played with, I think, in the last, I don't know, in recent years. I know he played in Pearl Jam and with a lot of other bands, but this was the album, the last one to feature Hillel Slovak on guitar. He was replaced by John Frusciante after he died. Yeah. Next one, the Colt's Love, incredible album. This is my favorite album from the Colt. Killer gatefold there. Beggar's Banquet. This came out in '85. It was their second album, and this is great. This one has She Sells Sanctuary on it, and Rain, Revolution were the singles. Two of my favorite tracks on here though are Hollow Man and Nirvana. So that's the Colt's Love. Next one, Tones on Tail Pop. This is, for those of you that don't know Tones on Tail, Tones on Tail was a band that started during Bauhaus with a couple of the members from Bauhaus, Daniel Ash, who played guitar in Bauhaus, and Kevin Haskins, who played drums. And Bauhaus's roadie, Glenn Campling, played bass on it. And the song Go on there has been featured in a lot of movies and various stuff. And I think it might even been used in an episode of Beverly Hills 90210, but that's on PVC Records. And this is just a killer album. If you don't know Tones on Tail, it's kind of a cross between Bauhaus and Love and Rockets. As you know, if you don't know them, that three of the guys from Bauhaus went on to form Love and Rockets when Peter Murphy, the singer, went solo. So that is Tones on Tail, killer. Two more. Of Montreal, this is Satanic Panic in the Attic, and killer artwork on this one. This band's from, I believe, Athens, Georgia, as is the one I'm going to show after this. I want to show you the record on this one, but because it's really, really cool. It's got that nice kind of orange creamsicle marble, and little insert there with the credits. The artwork is always, and their packaging of Montreal's albums is always really stellar. And the guy who does the artwork is actually the brother of the frontman of Montreal. And this is really quirky stuff, really excellent musicianship, and I don't know if I showed the back yet. Just a great album. And we were talking about this on Facebook as well. Of Montreal, my favorite stuff of theirs is this one and oh god, I'm drawing a blank on it, but Sunlandic Twins and Hissing Fauna. Those three are just excellent albums. This week I was on a huge REM kick, as you saw my Friday on the Turntable, which featured their debut album, and I went through and I almost listened to probably 75% of the catalog, and I pulled this one out, and really underappreciated album because everyone kind of bags on it because of Stand, but seriously, this is such an excellent album. You Are the Everything, track 3 is just great, and then The Wrong Child are just really amazing tracks. It's cool. It's got a little sticker on there that has the track listing. Yeah, great album, great band. Really sad that they stopped making music, but they really went on a bang with a couple really excellent albums. So that's REM's Green. All right, here's what's up next. Here's some vinyl finds. I want to start off with some 7-inches first. My friend Jesse went out to Amoeba last week, and he was texting me. We were texting each other just back and forth. Do you have this? Yeah, I got this, etc. Look for this, anyways. So he found me some killer 7-inches. First one he found was kind of a beat up David Bowie's "Absolute Beginners." This is a great song. It was from the movie soundtrack, and this is from '86, and it was a really great song, Bowie's, and cool to have that in the collection. Next one is from a band that I really, one of my favorite newer bands, and called The Big Pink. And this is a 7-inch for the song Tonight, which was on their first album, A Brief History of Love. And the beat comes in a, it's got the cool pink labels that kind of correspond to the jacket here. And the B-side on this one is a song called Sweet Dreams, which is by Beyonce. And it's got this rubber band that comes with it. I don't know how that's supposed to work with the record, but I don't know. Anyways, it came with it, and I researched it online, and everyone's does, except I think some people's are different colors. And then another Big Pink, I've been looking for this for a long time, and it's the Stop the World single, 7-inch by The Big Pink, and the B-side on this one is Crushed Water, and they're both non-album tracks. So Stop the World is a non-album single, and it's got the cool matching label on that one. All right, next two I was super excited that he got. First one is I'm a huge U2 fan. I've been since I was a kid, and I'm always looking for old 7-inches of theirs, and Jesse found Gloria. This one's a little bit rough, made in England, a little bit rough, but definitely happy to have it in the collection. And then this one here, for me, this is a grail right here. I've been looking for this one for years, and I see them online, but I'm not a big, unless it's, I usually don't order much off eBay or stuff like that, because I like to find stuff when I'm out digging, or if it's bands that are smaller bands where I can order directly from them. I love doing that as well. So I've seen this online, just never ordered it, so I figured someday in the future it'll come. U2's a Celebration. So excited to have this. Celebration was actually a non-album single which came out between October and War, so it came out in 1982. And the B-side to this one is Trash Trampoline and the Party Girl, which is the studio version of that one. The live version of that song appeared on the Under a Blood Red Sky video and album, which is a great song, and this is the studio version. And both tracks are produced by Steve Lillywhite, and let me just show you the record there. Yeah, beautiful. So, U2 Grail, checked off the list. Excellent. Thanks, Jesse, for finding those for me. Killer. All right, let's keep moving on. Still got a bunch to show you. Last week in my update, I showed you some records that I bought from a friend, and I pulled out some more from that stack to show you. I've seen this band several times live. I used to have a bunch of it on CD. I've never had any of their stuff on vinyl. And an interesting story about them is I was driving driving past the venue one year that they were going to be playing at. And right as I was, in the day I needed to go run some errands. And right as I was driving by the venue in the daytime, the song Angie by the Rolling Stones came on. And I was like, huh. Okay, cool. I love that song. So when I went to the show that night, of course, well, not of course, you guys haven't even heard me talk about it yet. The band is My Life with the Thrill Kill Cult, and I don't know, what does that have to do with the Rolling Stones' Angie? Well, let me tell you that. During this show, there's this really tall blonde woman with kind of spiky hair who's standing literally right next to me, dancing and jumping around, and as I keep looking at her, it started triggering this memory of David Bowie's Ziggy Stardust, the movie, and the blonde woman's face was the same. And I was like, you were kidding me. That's Angie Bowie right next to me, David Bowie's ex-wife. Sure enough it was, because I asked her. And I thought that was really cool. She was at My Life with the Thrill Cult show here in Arizona. And so, the little side note there. But this was their first album. I See Good Spirits and I See Bad Spirits. So excited to have this one in the collection. This one is on wax tracks. I'll pull this one out and show you. It's got the crazy lyrics in her sleeves. Lyrics and photographs in there. It's got the this is what makes it even better. It's got Heather kept all the wax track stuff in here, so it's got the order form, and just killer. Listen to this one last night. We were talking about it on Facebook, Derek and Sean, and a few other people. I think Rob, Yolovox, Blake. Yeah, so super killer, and this is what the devil does. Killer song. Anyways, let's keep going with Thrill Kill Cult. This is the 'Cause It's Hot 12-inch, a daisy chain for Satan. This is also on wax tracks. If I can get it open and show you that label there. It's got the daisy on it, and then it's got a picture of the devil. Killer 12-inch single EP. All right. Then, believe it or not, this band used to be played on MTV, because I would turn on MTV back in, what year is this? 1991, and you would see Sex on Wheels. This is Sexplosion from My Life with the Thrill Cult, and that's Betty Page on the cover, and then you got all this shenanigans going on the back. Let me pull this one out so you can see it. It's got the retro pictures and some other stuff on the back. Yeah, this is also on wax tracks. Wow, so killer to have those three in the collection. Yeah, for sure. Keep moving. Let me show. This is another couple ones from the same collection. I used to have this on CD. I must have traded in years ago, but this is the Damned Anything. This is from '86 on MCA, and this has the cover of Love's Alone Again, and some other great songs on here, Gigolo and Dolce Decorum. Yeah, really happy to have this one as well. That's on MCA, the Damned Anything. All right, this one, when I was flipping through the records, and it just immediately, when I saw this, Jesse knows, because we were just talking, I was just saying I never see this album. I always look in the O's, and I always look for this one, and I never find it, even though I find other ones. It takes me right back to, well, this came out in '85, but it takes me back to like 1988, and going out with my two older brothers, and going out to like teen night at the Devil House here in Tempe, which turned into Club Rio, which turned into an empty parking lot now. But my brother Carl always would have this tape in his car, and it's Oingo Boingo Dead Man's Party. So killer. Look at that. The artwork on that is just incredible. It's got the kind of the Day of the Dead guys on there. And Oingo Boingo, if you don't know, Danny Elfman was the frontman of Oingo Boingo, and he went on to do all the Tim Burton soundtracks, you know, Nightmare Before Christmas. I almost said Nightmare on Elm Street, Nightmare Before Christmas, and all those Tim Burton movies. So Weird Science is also on here, and then of course the killer title track, Dead Man's Party. All right, The Scream, the debut album from Susie and the Banshees. I just picked this one up at Eastside Records, and which is called The Ghost of Eastside Records, and it is a store that's been in Tempe, right over by Arizona State University on Geffen, for years, and they closed down because I think the owner was going to move out of state. He ended up staying, relocating, and opening it up in a different location. It just opened up a couple weeks ago. Went in there and found that. So that's from '78, the first Susie album. And then, shortly before Eastside closed in their original location, they had this record up on the wall. It was $10, and I didn't buy it, and then I regretted not buying it. And then when me and my girlfriend went to the new Eastside last weekend, I was thinking, the whole time I was thinking, God, I wonder if that same record is still there. And then she didn't even know that because I said it to myself in my brain. And she was looking through it, and she actually pulled it out for me. And it was it. This is New Model Army, No Rest for the Wicked. This is their second album, which came out in, I think it was 85, yeah. Killer album, Better Than Them's on this one, which is an excellent song. I've talked about New Model Army before. I actually featured Thunder and Constellation on my Friday on the Turntable, one of my Friday on the Turntables. My band Audra has played with them several times, and so killer to get this in the collection. New Model Army, No Rest for the Wicked. And then, okay, I got one more to show you, and then I will stop talking. I don't remember who it was. It could have been Tim, TJ. If it wasn't you, and if it was someone else, I apologize. And if it was you, just let me know. But I'm a huge Frank Sinatra fan. I grew up with Frank Sinatra. My dad plays it all the time, sings karaoke all the time, and sings Frank Sinatra songs with my mom. And we were at a Half Price Books here just earlier this week, a few days ago actually, and I think it was Tim was showing this one and talking about it in his video, and it's She Shot Me Down. This is a later era Sinatra from '81, and so I saw it and I immediately got it because I was really intrigued hearing whoever it was talk about the album, and really enjoyed this one, and happy to have it in my Sinatra collection. So I think, let me see here. Yeah, it's got the reprise, custom label there. So I think that does it. A little shout out to everyone out on the East Coast recovering from the storm. Little New Jersey representation for all you guys out there. Anyways, hope you guys have a good rest of the weekend, start of the week, no matter, or depending on where you're at. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks again, John, for the great VCLT.